What's up, gang? Danimal Daniel Jobber here with another Jobber Wrestling vlog. Well, SummerSlam weekend is over, and what a weekend it was. Started out with a fabulous show, NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn. And wow, maybe one of the best shows I've seen in, well, as long as I can remember anyways. Just from start to finish, totally solid. When it was over, I totally had my heart set on doing a video reviewing it, but I just didn't have the energy, especially with SummerSlam the next day, so I didn't. And the next night, SummerSlam kind of disappointed me. I wasn't really truly into it or didn't find it as exciting. I don't know. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I mean, I'm glad to not hate the show, to have a show I totally didn't hate, but it just seemed a little unsettling to me, and I couldn't quite figure out why or put my finger on it. I mean, there was some good matches. I loved Roman and Dean Ambrose winning clean. I don't know. I guess the worst thing for me was the U.S. title being in the hands of Seth Rollins. I mean, the fact that it was Jon Stewart and it was a messy finish. The fact that I was glad that Undertaker won, although the means of it, yeah, it was pretty wonky. And I know a lot of fans are pretty upset, and it doesn't really lend a lot of credibility to wrestling as any more than Dana White refers to it as, kind of fake, which I don't think did it really justice. But overall, the show was fun. I enjoyed the 4 hours. Watched it with my little girl, and we had a good time enjoying it. My little 11-year-old Aaliyah, we had a really good time enjoying the show. And we hadn't watched a lot of wrestling shows together, so that was nice to spend a little quality time with I don't know, I guess my kid who's probably keenest into wrestling these days. So yeah, it was kind of special. But anyways, the show just left me feeling a little unsettled, and after that, I thought I might do a vlog, but I don't know, I really didn't feel up to it or that I could do it justice compared to some of the other people, like the No DQ team did some really good reviews on it, and I don't know, I just kind of moved on. But then, wow, what a Monday Night Raw tonight! It was fabulous. When it was done, I was sure that the WWE was trolling us with SummerSlam, like that was the fake show and Raw was the real deal, because they just started out so many great storylines, reintroduced several key characters, and introduced a new character that I feel like has been missing for a long time. And that really excited me, and that's what I really want to touch on is the Monday Night Raw, because I really felt like that show was inspirational and really worth talking about. So, anyways, yeah, I just feel like they're almost trolling us with SummerSlam. Actually, to be honest, originally when I almost seemed like they were like Triple H was, as Vince Russo was saying, trying to downplay SummerSlam and upplay NXT Takeover, because it really didn't live up to the hype of NXT Takeover to me, anyways. But anyways, to get on with the talk about Monday Night Raw, it wasn't even the matches. I mean, the wrestling was okay, but I really was barely even paying attention. It was the stories. Wow, I mean, tonight they really outdid themselves. First of all, when they had the Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose against the Wyatts again, I knew something had to give. I was tweeting, this is redundant. Something's going to happen here. Something that we thought might happen, the night before. I really thought the night before we might see the extra Wyatt introduced or something like that. And yeah, they did it on Raw. They introduced the third Wyatt, and totally surprised us with Braun Strowman, a guy that had only been in a few NXT house shows, from my understanding, and he just come out and he just tore up Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and took everybody by storm. And wow, I'm so impressed. I've been believing that the WWE has been really weak in the heel division, needing a big, scary, intimidating heel. Almost like the Yokozunas of the past, or the King Kong Bundy, somebody that when your favorite babyface is up against him, that you really were nervous that he might not be able to pull through it. And I think he's going to fit the bill nicely. And I'd like to see Braun Strowman be the counterpart to Roman Reigns that he really needs if he's ever going to be champion. And I'm a big advocate for Roman Reigns eventually having his run as the face of the company and the babyface champion. I'm not really a total believer that as good as Seth Rollins is, that a heel champion can be retained for too long of a time without eventually needing title changes, so that people can start to believe again in I don't know, in baby faces and people that they want to cheer for. So I don't know. I as good as Rollins is, I mean, he's phenomenal. I just don't think he can stay champion indefinitely without some kind of a change there. So Braun Strowman, hugely needed. I've been kind of tweeting people, Hunter and everyone saying, what are we gonna do? We need more heels. Why is nobody in NXT training? And this Braun Strowman, they practically trained in secret. So bravo, guys. That is a fabulous introduction to really started off the show for me, anyways. And then a little later on, of course, we had to get the John Cena and John Stewart thing out of the way. So they had John Stewart come out, and as I figured, he was going to say, it was I didn't want John Cena to tie Ric Flair's record. They brought up Ric Flair. Ric Flair totally unhappy with this, as I want somebody I respect to win. John Stewart finally still stands his ground, but is apologetic. And then of course John Cena does what he needs to do, and he gives him a big AA in the center of the ring, and yeah, bravo, that was exciting. We would end that story arc. Oh, and I guess I should add that I thought the beginning with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman was a little disappointing. I know they wanted Undertaker to be there. I don't know. I got a feeling maybe Undertaker was either too sore or too disheartened from the event afterwards. Just done, spent, and when he went back home, that they decided to let Brock Lesnar pick on Bo Dallas to to fill that space. It's like bad news. Undertaker can't be here. Even worse news. I believe that Bo Dallas can, and yeah, that was pretty sad for poor Bo, because he's that lovable heel I kind of love to hate. So, anyways, I wasn't really sold on the overall bit there, but they had to get something to do with that, because obviously that ending of that match made a lot of people upset, and that Paul Heyman had to have his piece there. So, anyways, the AA from Jon Stewart helped him out of the ring. Great. I think that opens up some need for Jon Stewart at some point in the future to make amends. I'd still like to see John Cena get his 16th championship. Whether that's going to happen anytime soon, I don't know. At the very least, hopefully they're going to get, appears anyways, they're going to get John Cena the U.S. title back. Maybe something on Raw in a couple of weeks, or maybe they will wait to Night of Champions and just have a second match for Seth Rollins, because if I'm not mistaken, every title has to be on the line in Night of Champions. So obviously that seems to me that it has to happen. That Seth Rollins will have to fight twice if he's only going to fight Sting only for the world title. So anyway, spoiler alert. I'm going to get to that pretty soon. So anyways, where do I want to go with that? Really, that was it's the show. For me, until the final bit, the statue intrigued me the whole time. It looked terrible to me. I knew something had to give there. I thought maybe somebody was hiding inside of it. But the end was that the 4-man against 4-man tag team. It was a good match, but I really wasn't paying attention. I watched it again later. It's kind of good to see a lot of the guys from the previous day, getting into combat with each other. But really, at that point, it wasn't the wrestling. I wanted to see more of the story, so I was waiting, for the final bit with the statue. And of course, my theory originally developed as it went on that because Vince McMahon was his birthday and Linda McMahon's supposed to have been in the front row. My theory was that Vince McMahon maybe is hiding in the statue, and that he doesn't secretly is creating a story where Mr. McMahon really doesn't like Seth Rollins the way Hunter and Stephanie do, and maybe he might turn against him and say, I don't accept this, I don't want this, I'm going to make a statement on my 70th birthday that this isn't right. And then, they escorted John Cena out of the building and wouldn't let him talk to Seth at all. I thought maybe, hey, wouldn't that be great if Mr. McMahon backed John Cena in the rematch at Night of Champions? And maybe he, at the last minute, saved him from being kicked out of the building, and they both jumped out together, and, Cena started attacking Seth Rollins, and then maybe the Authority would start to beat him down, and then Vince would pop out of the statue and make himself known that he totally disapproves of all that's going on, and he wants to see Cena win, and they'd have this great, big battle at Night of Champions, Mr. McMahon and Cena, and Ric Flair, and Jon Stewart trying to make amends, and just all these people trying to up against the Authority with Seth Rollins. That'd be a great story. I don't know. I think that would be just a better story, but we were still, a month or two behind what we were expecting to see in the past, and they had to finally get Sting involved. So even when they lift up the statue, there's Sting, and yeah, I was still pretty excited, even though I've been waiting again and again and again, and just getting disillusioned that we're going to ever see Sting or something exciting, And finally, there's Sting, and it's the weirdest thing. I leaped off my seat and I yelled Sting, and before I realized I'd almost fainted. My mind went all funny, and all of a sudden I realized what's going on. I realized, holy crap, I almost fainted. I was so excited to see Sting. So I guess I have to say, overall, even though there's other stories I could have told, Sting being there was pretty cool. Of course, that's still a little lackluster because I really thought John Cena deserved a world title rematch too at Night of Champions. I'm sure he'll get his own. I don't see Sting either winning or holding the title for any long term. A few scenarios I think could happen at Night of Champions is well, first of all, Sting just loses, but he puts Rollins over and says what a great champion he is and makes Rollins look great, which would be fine. Or he beats him and people get all excited. Yes, Sting, we finally get to see this guy win. And then Sheamus comes in 5 minutes later, cashes in Money in the Bank, and takes the title right back to the Authority, and maybe a couple of title changes in a short time, and then bang, Seth Rollins is champion again or something. Or maybe put the strap on Roman Reigns or somebody a little early, and get the fans a real surprise. But or finally, Sting wins the title and maybe holds it for a few weeks or a month till the next event. But I really don't see that happening long term because I don't know how much I'd love to see Sting being on the main roster regularly. I don't know. I just don't see Sting sticking around regularly in any real capacity till WrestleMania. So I just can't see him holding the title and being on the stories that long. I think they're going to set it up for WrestleMania. Actually, of course, that leaves you to the best scenario. It'd be Sting loses, but he loses because The Undertaker interferes. And then finally you have that legendary battle of the two counterparts and the two champions of the two divisions back in the Monday Night War, battling out at WrestleMania, maybe the final matches of both those gentlemen's career. And it's just a fabulous way for those guys to hang up their boots in a great WrestleMania match. And I know a lot of people aren't really sold on seeing Lesnar and Undertaker again. That'd be neat to have Undertaker beat him at WrestleMania, clean and go out in style. But of course, the Undertaker Sting match is one many people have wanted for a long time, and that's still a possibility they could do it that way. Oh, I'm totally forgetting though that early on in the show, I know a lot of people were very excited to see the return of the Dudley Boys, and I think the tag team division sure could use a shakeup. I mean, the New Day's fun and exciting, and it's good that they're champions, and they could have feuded with the Lucha Dragons, my favorite tag team, and of course the primetime players. But having the Dudley Boys there as a babyface tag team while the other popular tag teams are out of action, great idea. I mean, that should be exciting, new, fresh, where the Dudleys have enough energy to wrestle week in and week out for any length of time. I don't know. They're aging. It's been 10 years since they've competed, but great, bravo, fresh battles in the tag team division for the New Day. It sure can't hurt to have some reemergence of talent there either. So I know a lot of people were just thrilled. I was excited. It was neat to see the Dudley Boys come in and beat the crap out of the New Day in their day of victory. So yeah, I guess that was a pretty cool thread too for suddenly when it happened. But yeah, no, just overall, what a phenomenal Monday Night Raw. Start to finish, the matches were okay. Didn't need to be, as far as I was concerned anyways. The overall storytelling was fabulous. In a year where I felt the storytelling as well been just very lackluster and kind of dull and boring, they really outdid themselves with Monday Night Raw. I think, in my opinion, I'm not gonna say it saved it, but it really did a number of true on I don't know, retribution for a lackluster SummerSlam show, and giving WWE some more credibility in light of the amazing NXT show they had on Saturday. So, well, bravo. I'd say that's an A show. Whether any of the matches were any good at all, it wouldn't have mattered to me. With that kind of storytelling, I give that kind of Monday Night Raw an A show. And finally, that's something worth talking about this weekend. That I up until now I just didn't know what to say. Didn't really have enough that I felt I could add to bring to light what was going on overall the weekend. Anyways, just a few call-outs. Wow, maybe the best women's match I've ever seen between Sasha Banks and Bayley. I know it's getting to be overkill because everyone kind of feels the same way about the match. Bailey won me over. I've only been a fan of her for a short time, but man, just everything about her and the story they told and the way they promoted her, just the whole match, and then from the whole match from start to finish, just told a story of inspiration, underdog rising against a big bully that was, taking advantage of her bullying her every left, right, and center, and this poor image of underdog just rose to the occasion and kept fighting back again and again, and in the end scored the big victory and brought everyone to their feet. Bravo! That's the storytelling wrestling has missed for so long, and I hope that that Hunter and everyone took note of that match and really asked themselves, why was this match and this story great? They need something like that in the WWE. They need a feel-good story, and yeah, they can do it. The Intercontinental Championship, obviously, the U.S. Championship is going to be a challenge now, or the Tag Team Championship. But I think at some point it needs to happen with the world title. Something around Seth Rollins. If they keep the belt on him straight through with these kind of storylines straight through to WrestleMania, I don't know if people are really going to overall dig it. I think somewhere in there has to be a twisted storyline where Seth somehow drops the title and wins it back, or Sheamus gets it and somebody beats Sheamus and then Seth Rollins gets it back. I mean, I'm all for Seth being champion. I'm all for him having years of title runs, whether he's heel, babyface, doesn't matter. Seth Rollins is the real deal. He's a great performer. He's amazing. He just gives me chills with the microphone and how good he is when he talks. I couldn't even touch the way he can speak so smoothly and take you on a journey of emotion from here to there with his speaking. It's just inspirational how perfect he is with the mic. I haven't seen anyone with a microphone that dangerous in so long. So anything Seth Rollins wants to be in wrestling, I think he's going to be phenomenal for years to come, heel or babyface. But he is such a good heel right now, and within a roster that I feel is really still a little bit weak in the heel. No pun intended. Has their Achilles heels. I think that he's just a breath of fresh air, and I want to see him anchor that heel division until they can find somebody who can do it better. But wow, that Braun Strowman, wow, sure a breath of fresh air in the heel area, and I think a far better counterpart to Roman Reigns. But I think down the road we're gonna have to have some feuds between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the title, and then Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman and any other scary, bruising, intimidating heels they can bring up that can give Roman Reigns a feel, a counterpart feel, that someone that can actually seriously threaten him in on a champion capacity, the way Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, King Kong Bundy and Hulk Hogan, those legendary matches that you didn't honestly know if you were going to see the champion be still the champion the next day. And I don't think I could believe Roman Reigns seriously threatened on any normal, clean capacity by a guy like Bray Wyatt, as amazing as Bray Wyatt is, or Kevin Owens. I think it has to be someone just a little bigger. And maybe, Baron Corbin is starting to really sell me as a potential heel if he can, find his personality and character. But even him, I don't know if he's got the size to really stand up to Roman Reigns and to make you believe that this guy is truly a serious physical threat. That, the way scary heels of the past were. Kamala, another good example of a great scary heel from the past. So, I really think that Braun Strowman is a breath of fresh air. I hope they find more like it. I hope they surprise us with another one like that, maybe. Really beef up the heel division for people that because we have strong characters, now we need strong, scary people to be in that side to really kind of complement the strong characters like Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, and of course Kevin Owens. But anyways, I'm rambling on now. Great weekend, great Raw show, great opening for the future. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen at Night of Champions, as long as they find some way to get the U.S. title back into it, because that's my biggest negative for the weekend, is that the U.S. title is not held by someone who really cares deeply about it, and is just going to make the title fade into obscurity if they don't find some way to bring it back. If they can do that, then I'm really looking forward to Night of Champions. It's going to be a fabulous show, leading on and then lead on into, of course, eventually the Royal Rumble again, to see who gets the match at WrestleMania for the world title. So I'm going to wrap it up. Once again, Daniel Jobber with another Jobber vlog. Thanks for listening. You can follow me at Daniel Jobber on Twitter. You can, or of course, I've launched my new website, DanimalDanielJobber.ca, where I have this vlog and any blogs I do, all my favorite Daniel Jobber videos, trolling various wrestlers and that sort of thing, or promoting in some cases, as I like to do with my character. Check it out, please. Go see it, favorite it, let people know, that I'm here and I really love doing this. And and of course, you can email me at, I guess I do have it now, Danimal Daniel Jobber at gmail.com. I have an email address now. You can get a hold of me. Like this video, comment, let me know what you think, and I look forward to talking about wrestling in the future, because I sure love talking about wrestling. Hasn't been a topic I love talking about like this in a long time. So, peace, y'all. Enjoy your next few weeks of wrestling until I see you again. Bye now.